Welcome to the Problematic Gazette with me, Dr. Lee Arnott.
And me, Dave Moore.
This is a little extra bite-sized piece of us two old puffs talking about various bits of nonsense which have grabbed our attention this week, or dramatic events that might have happened to us, or even perhaps famous people we may have had encounters with. How are you, Dave?
I'm very good. Full of cold, as per usual. I just keep getting one after the other. So I'm high on medication at the moment. My slippery descent into the showbiz quagmire of drug use is in full throttle at the moment.
Jolly good.
Next stop, rehab. How are you?
That was spontaneous, wasn't it?
I'm not with it today. You know, when your brain's all muddled because it's just full of phlegm and snot, and that's me at the moment. So how are you, Dr. Lee?
Well, actually, I'm feeling a bit similar myself, although it's not because of cold. I've been having really terrible sleep for the past couple of weeks, and I've been having sleep fights. I've had 3 fight/walking episodes in the last fortnight. They started 2 weeks ago with me waking myself up going, I can't see you. I can't see you. Where are you? Standing on my bed. And the latest one was last night when I woke up and I could see a shape at the bottom of my bed that was moving. I was going, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. And then put the light on and there was nothing there. So a bit bedraggled. Now, weirdly, the other night, we all heard something really weird in the house that was just like this keening noise. We all thought it was each other trying to wind each other up, and we don't know what it was. So either I'm about to be possessed, darling, my bedroom's been taken over by some entity, in which case make the most of me while you've still got me, because I might be projectile vomiting pea soup next week. Or maybe this is my subconscious, and I thought maybe this is my subconscious and there's some troubling working relationship in my life at the moment that needs to be sorted out. You know, maybe there's somebody I work with very closely, maybe on a creative project like a podcast, who might just need bringing in hand, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know, darling.
Oh, well, I wonder who that could be then, who you're having issues with.
Yeah, I don't know, darling.
It does worry me, though, because I am coming down to PG Towers next week. And if there's anything paranormal going on, can you just exercise it before I get there? Because I'm not very good with ghosts and haunted houses. It reminds me of when we moved into our house about 3 years ago. It's in the same village that we lived already. We kept it under wraps, obviously, because we didn't want to curse it or anything. Anything fell through. So until we'd actually signed on the dotted line, we didn't tell anyone in the village that we were moving into this lovely 500-year-old wood-beamed house with lots of history and everything. And one of our friends, Jill, just casually said to me, oh, you mean the haunted one? And obviously the world fell out of my bottom at that point, because I was just like, oh my goodness, don't tell me we're moving into a haunted house. I just couldn't bear it. And actually the first night we spent here, and I walked into a room, put the light on, and it flickered, and I absolutely shat my pants. I looked up and it's the fluorescent bulb. And I'm like, why are you shitting yourself? You don't know if it's haunted, so just get on with things. And from that moment on, I just had a little tiny word with myself, and I've not heard anything. So if there is a ghost here, then I've never seen it, and it's obviously quite benevolent, and it's just looking after me. So yes, don't believe everything you hear.
And let's not forget, I did that extensive paranormal investigation the first night I stayed there. I dressed like Yvette Fielding from Most Haunted and downloaded a sleep app on my phone to see if I could record any kind of spiritual voices or anything, and there was nothing. I did nearly shit myself at one point when I heard this noise going, but that was just me in my sleep. So there was nothing there. I've seen your face go white in that house a couple of times. If there's been a creak or a bang or something that can't be unexpected. He's not very good with the paranormal, our Dave, listeners. He's not very good with paranormal.
And then when my friend Marie stayed over, she was in the room that was supposedly haunted, and I was just asleep in night, and then I heard this blood-curdling scream, and obviously your heart's racing, and I was like, I'm not going in there, because if there is a ghost, then she's on her own, basically, even though she's one of my best friends. When it comes to that, all bets are off. Then it all went quiet, so I thought, well, she's either dead or it's gone away or it was just a bad dream. Either way, I'm just going to go to sleep now and sort it out in the morning. And it was fine. But she dreamt that she'd seen somebody dressed in a monk's outfit rushing towards her. Now, I think that was just the power of suggestion, because we were joking that the room was haunted. So I don't think it was a paranormal activity. It was just the power of suggestion, and she'd had a dream about it. I really hope that's the case anyway.
I like the fact that the first place you went to was that you might be dead. That was the first of your list of thoughts about where Marie might be. Anyway, let's not hope I'm having a brush with the paranormal at this point in time. Are You Being Served seems to have gone down very well, doesn't it, darling?
It does, yeah. We had lots of nice messages about Are You Being Served, about the campness, about the representations of homosexuality and Mrs. Slocum's pussy. I can say that without any problematic cause because it's just funny. I don't care. Yes. We are the problematic gays after all.
Exactly. Now, you had something to bring up because today neither of us are quite on the ball, are we?
We're not on the ball. So I'd like to bring our gazers a little glimpse of what goes on behind the scenes of making a podcast. We were due to record our Game of Thrones episode. Fear not, dear gazers, because it will be out on Tuesday as per every week. But this is a little voice message exchange between me and Dr. Lee, just to kind of give you a taster of what goes on behind the scenes when neither of us can be asked to record a podcast, which happens. Anyway, without further ado, let me just play this.
Hi, darling. Hi, darling. Darling. Can I ask you a question? Is there a world where we don't do Game of Thrones today? We do it either tomorrow or Sunday? I'm just, I know you're not feeling on top form, and neither am I, to be honest. I don't know. I just feel a bit lethargic. I didn't sleep well. I don't know if I've got it in me, darling. I want to be on top form, as I'm sure you. I mean, this is my suggestion. We can do it today. I'm not firing on all cylinders. But anyway, darling, let me know, darling. Okay, bye, darling. Bye.
Darling, this is music to my ears. I've had a little nap. My mouth is so dry. Yes. Should we just do everything tomorrow or Sunday? Oh, no, you need to do the Gazette today, don't we? Let's do the Gazette today then. But yeah, we can do Thrones tomorrow, love. That's fucking brilliant. Thank you.
Darling, we owe it to our gazers to be on top form, all cylinders firing. You know what I mean? Because it's what's expected of us now. We're 3 times nominated for the podcast awards, and we just can't put out substandard, low-energy episodes, darling. This rod we've created for our own back. I mean, if we could just throw them out willy-nilly, if we weren't, didn't have such a huge international presence and standard to maintain, then it would be absolutely fine, darling. But we owe it to ourselves and to our faithful following and to potential new listeners to be at the top of our game. So yes, let's do it tomorrow. But yes, let's do the Gazette today. We can bosh that one off. All right then, Cage. Bye.
Never a truer word spoken, darling. We've just set the bar so high that we have to keep up there, darling.
So that was a little glimpse behind the scenes. So when you listen to your favorite podcast, everyone's always like high energy, on the ball, don't believe a word of it, because behind the scenes, some days you just can't be arsed. I mean, we're doing this all for free. So when you don't want to do something, don't do it. As long as it gets out on time, as long as we're on stage, when we're supposed to be fighting fit, don't worry if you don't feel on top form sometimes. Just wait till you are, darlings.
Well said.
Do you know what surprises me most about that is how surprisingly civil we are to each other. It's obvious that we were both singing out the same hymn book, because sometimes that happens and one of us is all ready to go and the other one texts and goes, I can't really do it today. And you're like, fucking hell. What are we doing it all for? Pull yourself together. But actually, we were both on our period at that point.
Yeah. Yes. Obviously. Yes, there you are, listeners. It's not easy. Sometimes you got to drag it up from somewhere. Have you watched Traitors?
Yeah. Now, annoyingly, I'm an episode ahead of you. So I've watched 2 episodes, you've watched 1. So I won't reveal any spoilers what happened last night.
Thank you.
But what I thought we could do is have a look at each contestant and see what our initial thoughts are about them. Okay, we won't go through all of them because there's bloody loads of them. But what do you think about Tom Daly?
Harmless. Seems very nice. Pretty.
The jury's out with me with Tom Daly, I'm afraid. Yes. Wow. I see potential to be a bit of a pity queen.
Okay. Right.
Bit of a conspiracy theorist, thinks he's cleverer than he is.
I'm loving the fact they made Alan Carr one of the traitors because he clearly is going to be under a lot of stress trying to keep his poker face. That much is true from the first episode.
He had me absolutely howling. It's so funny. I mean, the way that he just walks into a room and immediately looks guilty. He doesn't think before he walks into the room. He walks into the room and then thinks about how he should behave. So you kind of go through this range of emotions about what he should be doing, and then just this startled look on his face as if like, they're going to know, they're going to know, they're going to know. So funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's very early days, so obviously nobody's really standing out yet. But there's some faces in there I really love. You know, I mean, Celia Imrie, come on. What's not to love about Celia Imrie? God love her.
I think she needs to be careful because she's obviously fiercely intelligent and has made it known that she is quite cutthroat and she will go for the jugular if necessary, and that she's determined to sniff out those traitors, which kind of puts a little target on her back. Yes. I mean, I just wonder if the formidable lady approach is best, or she should have gone down the sweet old lady, quite innocent approach might have been better for her, but let's see what happens.
It's quite interesting because I think usually in the non-celeb version, the regular version, people don't have to go the extra mile to be nice because these are all celebrities, so they've got to preserve their kind of favourable public opinion of them as well as playing this game. So I thought that was quite an interesting extra dimension added to it.
I read an article about how all these celebrities, publicists, are kind of crapping themselves a little bit because any chink in their public persona, in their armour, that's what I was saying about Tom Daley. Tom Daley would think, oh, he's a diver, you know, he's a good guy, he's a knitter and all that. But I've just seen a couple of snarky sides to him, a little bit harder than I thought.
Right. They've not quite bedded in yet for me because I watch all the versions of the Traitors, like the New Zealand, Australia, Canada. I have kind of aborrecer myself. Sorry, aborrecer, that's a really good Spanish verb. If you have too much of something and you sicken yourself with it, you aborrecer. So I'm a little bit blasé about it at the moment. It hasn't quite grabbed me.
Episode 2 was last night. Things happened, which our gazers might be privy to, but Dr. Lee isn't. It did end, and I'm not giving anything away, it did end on a round table, but it ended halfway through the round table, which is one of the things about the Traitors, that they're really, really good at hooking you into the next episode, aren't they?
And we only get 2 a week, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah, it's not on tonight. It's only Wednesdays and Thursdays. So you have to wait till next Wednesday.
Oh no, I'm bereft. What am I going to do with myself tonight now? I have my whole evening planned out. Domino's arriving, 8:30, bed down, get in. I'll have to watch Big Brother instead because I am a little bit of a Big Brother nerd. I think I might be the only viewer in the country now, but I do love it. That's been quite interesting, Big Brother, for any of our gazers who are watching, because they've obviously kind of, you know, had a range of people from society with different and opposing moralities and political views. Needless to say, the right winger has had to be thrown out for inappropriate comments. Yeah, that went down well for them, didn't it? It's the same as in Strictly as well. Who went out first? Bosh. Yeah. Tom Skinner. Bosh. Yeah, off you fuck.
Yeah.
The thing with Tom Skinner is, if he had been a shit dancer, but quite entertaining, a la Anne Widdecombe or John Sargent, then he might have been saved. The viewers might have voted for him. But the fact that he was a shit dancer and he had the personality of a frog, then...
And plus, he liked to hang out with JD Vance and likes to wear MAGA hats. So it's like, this is read the room, love it strictly. I was surprised they bought him. Anyway, let's not get into that because he's gone.
Well, it went well for Tom Skinner, didn't it? Because he had his name dragged absolutely through the mud in the press, affairs exposed, etc. Really negative press aimed towards him, and his potential foray into the world of TV entertainment wrecked as well now.
GB News, here you come, Tom. I've got a little recommend if anyone's interested. There's a fabulous comedy series called Platonic, which is on Apple, actually. And it has Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, and they play two old mates and it kind of examines the difficulties of being a straight man and a straight woman trying to have a friendship as you get older. And it's very funny, very much recommended. It's really good.
Right.
I think it's got 2 seasons, but I think it's probably the last season because Seth Rogen's got this huge show now with the studio, hasn't he? Which is taking up all his time, I think. But it's very good. I'd recommend it.
Well, I'll have to check out Platonic then. That sounds good. Thank you for the recommendation. Okay. Now, Dr. Lee, you've told me that you've had a little celebrity spot this week.
Yes, I did. Because as I was approaching Lidl yesterday, who should emerge from the interior of the shop but Dame Floella Benjamin and her husband? I was thrilled, absolutely thrilled. So clearly she must live around here somewhere. Lovely to see her.
Keeping it real, shopping at Lidl.
Keeping it
Fantastic.
real. Keeping it real. Now, I have met her years ago, in about 2010, I think it was, at the Doctor Who convention, and she wasn't very well. She couldn't really walk properly, and I thought, oh my God, that's so awful. And you got ushered into this room, and there she sat, like Floella on the throne, basically. You go, can you sign this for me? No, thank you very much. I felt like I was meeting Jesus. So to see her very sprightly yesterday with her husband, come striding out of Lidl without a care in the world, I was like, oh, lovely. There's some hope in this godforsaken world at the moment. And Floella was it.
Yeah. She's kind of like a shining beacon of light, isn't she, Floella Benjamin?
Yes.
Was she in Doctor Who?
She was in the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will get round to recording our Game of Thrones episode. Are you excited for it?
I am. I'm quite excited because it's one of those shows that really exemplifies what our podcast is about. And it changed during its lifetime. I was quietly horrified by some of it, to be honest. The jiggle factor was very strong in that episode we watched.
Well, we watched the very first episode, didn't we? Series 1, Episode 1, just to reacquaint ourselves with Game of Thrones world. I really enjoyed watching the episode because it was like a reunion with old friends, so to speak, to see where it all began. But yes, there were a lot of problematic elements looking at it now. I'm going to be quite torn, I think, between my love of the show and highlighting all these problematic elements of it. But it'll be a fun episode. I think it'll be interesting. And even if people haven't watched Game of Thrones before, our gazers, don't be put off by it because it kind of does highlight where we stood in the TV world of what was acceptable and what wasn't acceptable in 2011, in contrast to what you can get away with now, which, like you say, is what our podcast is all about. So, yeah, tune in next Tuesday.
Also, what I really liked about it, it's in direct conversation with our episode on Secret Diary of a Call Girl in terms of where feminism was when Call Girl was recorded and then from where feminism takes us to when Game of Thrones is recorded. So it's super interesting for that. But it's not the only thing we've got next week, is it, darling?
No, next week is our Independent Podcast Awards. Now, we've banged this drum quite a lot recently, but as the hour approaches, where we've been nominated for 3 awards at the Independent Podcast Awards, we are getting very, very giddy. That's all I will say.
And we're getting more giddy because we've realised that one of the judges is an actor who plays Tracy in The Archers. Now, we both like The Archers. I've been an Archers fan for many years, as have you. We just have to make sure we're trying to be professional, Dave. So we will not be able to go, Tracy, what do you think is going to happen when George comes out of prison? You know, we've got to be professional. We've got to separate the actor from the character. So I'm telling this to you, Dave, because I know what you're like. You've not had much experience working with actors. Just prepare yourself, love. If you show us up.
Yeah, we've just got to remember why she's actually there, in what capacity. She's not there as a Archer's actor. She's there as a podcast judge. We can't be throwing ourselves on the floor and clinging to her feet, saying, I love you. We can't. We've just got to rein it in.
We've got to rein it in.
Yeah, yeah. Many strings to her bow.
Yes, including hopefully giving us a prize. Anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So I've got now else for the Gazette. Have you?
No, now else. I need to go and blow my nose. It's not very attractive over the airwaves. So let's wrap this baby up, shall we? So please do follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Podcast Gaze. If you want to email us, please do at theproblematicgaze@gmail.com. And don't forget to hit that follow button because that's very important if you want us dropping into your inbox for the full episodes every Tuesday and for the Problematic Gazette every Friday/Saturday when we can get it out.
Yes, exactly. So busy week next week, darling. So, well, I'll see you at PG Towers on Wednesday.
See you at PG Towers. Make sure all our workers on all floors are aware of my imminent arrival. And I shall be wanting flowers and coffee upon arrival.
Obviously.
And maybe a massage.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Till next week, darling.
Au revoir. Au revoir? What the hell's that?